Hello world, this is Jantelle, the aspiring actress. Hope you guys had a great week because I absolutely had a great week and I cannot wait to tell you all about it. But first, I wanted to start off with a thank you. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel, that has sent me text messages, that has encouraged me via posts below and everything else. I so thank you for the encouragement, and I'm so glad that you guys have decided to take this journey with me, watching my next video and everything, and just kind of staying up to date with what's going on with me. Please feel free to post videos to other social media if you know other people that you think might be entertained by my videos, that may benefit from them or may be inspired by them. So I appreciate that. So I wanted to start off with a thank you. Now this video is going to be just a little bit different than last week. I made some notes, so if you see me look down, that's just because I want to make sure I keep everything in order. But I wanted to go right into the things I would tell my 19-year-old self. So last week when I watched my video back, I mean, it was fine and everything, but there was a mannerism that I was doing that I did not know that I was doing that was really distracting to me. And I asked a couple of other people about it, and they didn't seem to be bothered by it or anything. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because if you weren't distracted by it, I don't want to ruin it for you. But I was distracted, and so I was self-conscious about it, and I was going to bring it up. But instead, what I thought about was the fact that, and here's what I would tell my 19-year-old self, we never see ourselves the way other people see us. And what I mean by that is things that we may be insecure about, things that we may notice about ourselves, be negative about with ourselves, other people may not even see. Or if they do see it, they may consider it endearing or charming. So there's really no reason to be so hard on yourself, for things that you may think are negative. Now, on the other side of that, there are people that offer constructive criticism to you, offer feedback. They may see something in your personality that you weren't aware of that may need a little bit of adjustment, that, may need to be changed to help you to grow as a person. So when you hear that feedback from people that are coming to you from a place of love and support, you want to make sure that you accept that and see how you can apply it to yourself. So that's what I would tell my 19-year-old self. You never see yourself the way other people see you. So love yourself for all the pieces that you have, all that you are. But then on the other hand, if you hear constructive criticism, take that feedback and use it as you can to better yourself. So that's what I would tell my 19-year-old self. Now, on to the exciting stuff that has happened this week. So just as I was sitting down to record my video last week, I got an email from a talent agency here in Richmond, and they were inviting me to come in and meet with them. So exciting. So that's tomorrow. I'm very excited about that meeting tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get to talk about headshots, how to format my resume, what types of projects there are going on that might require someone from my demographic, and just kind of see how things would work. So I'm excited about that, and I'll be able to give you guys an update on how that went next week. The other thing that happened today, which I told you was going to happen, was I went to my very first acting class at Final Act Drama Academy. Russ Randall is the instructor, and we had a great time. We actually started off with pantomime. I was not expecting that, but it was fun. We talked about some of the basics of pantomime, and when he explained why we were starting with that, it made perfect sense. I mean, like, when you're acting, you're telling a story. So I guess the basic way to tell a story is without any words. So if you can invite people into your world, or invite people into that scenario, and help them, or allow them to understand, or then for them to be able to get the story without you even using any words, that's a great way to start, making sure that your emotions and your facial expressions and your body language is conveying what you want to convey. So there were two things that he wanted me to do. The first thing was to wash a dog, and the second thing was to hold a baby. And so he didn't give me any other information, just wash a dog, hold a baby. So however creative I was going to be, or however I saw the scene setting up, I had to interpret all of that and deliver it in the pantomime. And the feedback that I got from him was actually really exciting. Apparently I'm starting out on the right foot, but he talked about how he was able to tell, like for example, when I was washing the dog, whether it was my dog, whether I liked the dog, if I was, okay with washing this dog or not. He was able to see the relationship between me and the dog and all of that, just from my body language and from me acting it out without any words. And then the same thing with the baby. He was able to see how I was relating to the baby. Was it my baby? Was I babysitting? Was it a friend's baby or a niece or something like that? If I was familiar with being around babies and all of that, he was able to tell all of that. And it was interesting because I had in my mind what I was thinking for each scene, and it was actually pretty cool that he was able to tell exactly what was happening or what my attitude was or whatever from each scene. So, or from my actions in each scene. So that was actually really cool. So like I said, I felt like I was starting on the right track, and up is the only way to go from here. So that's what I'm looking forward to. The other thing that we talked about, which I don't think I mentioned in my last video, was about the fact that I live in Richmond, Virginia. So Richmond is obviously considered a fairly small market for the entertainment industry. There's work here, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of work here, commercials, some movies come through from time to time, TV shows and things like that. But as a general rule, it's nowhere close to like a Los Angeles or New York or Philly or even Atlanta these days. So being in Richmond is a little bit of a challenge. He talked about kind of how your career escalates. You start off kind of as background, just kind of filler in a scene. And then you move into an extra, maybe with or without a line. If you don't have a line, then obviously your next goal would be to become an extra with a line. And then you move into more supporting roles or lead roles from that, and then bigger and bigger projects. So starting off, obviously, as a beginner and being here in Richmond, and then, like I said, there's plenty of stuff that goes on here. My hope is to get going on some of those roles, find some extra roles, maybe some supporting roles or lead roles in smaller projects. But as the opportunity presents itself to do bigger things, I may be heading out to some auditions in other areas, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted on how all of that works. But for now, the challenge of being in Richmond, Virginia is something that I look forward to seeing how I'm able to deal with. And that's one of the reasons that I'm really excited about going to the talent manager, because they will know about projects that are coming up that I may not be able to see. I know I mentioned in my last video that a lot of power now has been transferred to the actor individually. There are postings for different castings and different roles that are available for you to audition for online, and so I could take advantage of submitting myself for some of those roles. But at the same time, there are certain directors or casting houses that deal, or casting agencies, that deal with just specific talent managers, or certain directors that deal with specific casting agencies. So not everything available shows up online. So I'm excited to see how I'll be able to work with the talent agent and how all of that will work. So yes, there's a lot going on right now. So I actually got homework from my acting class. So my homework is to memorize a monologue. I have to, research the type of production that it is and figure out the type of person that they may be. I have to do some character development and then memorize and deliver a monologue before our next meeting. All right, and my next class will be in about 3 weeks. There were some scheduling conflicts, and so it'll be about 3 weeks before my next class. So between now and then, I get to post some of my acting, some of my monologue interpretations with you guys, or post it on YouTube and get you guys feedback on it. So I cannot wait for that. I'm really looking forward to it, because you guys are going to help me out. You're going to help me perfect this so that when I go back, I have it just right. So keep your eye out for that. And in the meantime, again, thanks everybody for taking this journey with me. Feel free to post comments and share my videos. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday evening. Bye-bye.